Welcome, everyone, to Fun with Special, episode 5 of the Panoramix Fun with series. Now with new flags. They're pointy and everything. Got them up there. Today, we answer a burning question from the advisory community. Amy, would you like to tell us what that burning question is?
Wow, off to the races already. Good. Yes, Sheldon, I will set up the question. The issue came from one of our advisories in light of a new policy they implemented, and they want to know the simplest methodology for enforcing this policy.
I see. What's the policy, Amy? And wait, hold on a minute. Why are you dressed like Princess Leia?
You're not the only one who can make Star Wars references meaningful, Sheldon.
Well, I prefer Star Trek to Star Wars. Dressed like Lieutenant J, and then you've got something. Anyway, why Leia, and what has she got to do with this topic?
Simply put, Leia is quite special in the place of Star Wars lore. I would argue more special than Luke, and this topic has everything to do with the special property in Panoramix.
Interesting enough. Go on. What's this policy you mentioned that the advisory is implementing?
Yes, it states that all employees must conduct any business they have with the firm from the customer side of the desk. That is, they don't want employees to access their own account records other than through the client portal, and they don't want employees to be able to look up information on other employees unless they are authorized to do so. This brought up two questions. First, is this a good policy to adopt? And second, as I mentioned, what's the best way to implement that in Panoramix?
A collar. How fun.
Ever the optimist, it's gonna be Howard.
Amy, Sheldon, it's Howard.
Howard, you sound excited and breathless. Did you try to open another bag of chips?
What do you want, Howard?
No, Sheldon, I did not. Amy, I know the answer to both of these questions.
No, you don't.
Don't cut me off. I gotta have some of your attention. It's really an engineering question. Only, instead of being a question of mechanics or physical structures, it's one of operations. It's still the action of working artfully to bring something about.
Engineering. Sheesh. What are you blathering about?
You see, when a company gets to a certain size, it needs to implement additional operational controls.
Not simply because the various regulatory bodies might require them, but because...
They are really good ideas.
So what you're saying is that a 2 to 3 person firm, everyone is going to have to do pretty much everything, at least from time to time. And it's logical for everyone to have access to everything, but in a larger organization...
Sometimes I'm going to use my arms. Sometimes I'm going to use my legs. And I'm always going to use my imagination.
So, keeping in mind that we are not authorized to dispense any legal or compliance advice, this control point seems like a great idea.
Right. You don't want employees executing their own trading transactions. And by extension, I'm going to make you see that there are cases where you don't want every employee to see the portfolios of other employees. Maybe you have 1 or 2 who, in addition to their other responsibilities, act as the agents for employees. And those people are...
Special.
So special.
This is taking quite the sidestep.
And the access issue isn't limited to employees or family members of employees. Maybe you have a client who wants very limited access to their records. Someone famous, perhaps?
Well, no one like me. Famous astronaut that I am.
So it's both the employee who can view this information and the client who owns that portfolio who are...
Special.
So special! Which is why in Panoramix, we have a built-in tag called special, and a client can be marked as special with a single click. In that way, it covers people who really are special and the pretenders like self-indulgent engineer astronauts.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Employees of the firm also have a one-click tag to allow them to view special clients and that tag can be set by an administrative level user.
Huh. That about covers the topic, doesn't it, Amy?
Except for all the stuff Sheldon wanted to say about his Green Lantern shirt.
Oh, like how he owns shirts that aren't red?
Oh, and fun fact, the shirts that Captain Kirk and the rest of the command crew on the original Star Trek wore were actually green, but they filmed as gold because of the stage lighting.
And how marked as special is one of the 3,600 hidden gems of Panoramix.
A clear tie into the Green Lantern's universe of 3,600 space sectors, or how the product is Panoramix, not Parallax, for a very good reason. And how his fascination with characters who get their powers from rings really comes from his useful reading of Lord of the Rings, followed by a dozen fun facts about hobbits, elves, and what all.
Well, you know Sheldon pretty well.
I got rhythm. I can't miss a beat.
A wrap then?
I agree. That's a wrap. See you later, Howard.
Later, Gator.
Whatever, Howard.
Howard out.
Amazing. It's my show, and I could hardly get a word in edgewise the whole time. Well, why don't you go ahead and recap how you answered that advisor's questions for our fine viewers then, Amy?
Sure. Use the special tag. That's what it's there for.
I didn't even get to clarify my myth of Star Trek red shirt wearers or any of my Green Lantern or anything.
There's always next time, Sheldon. There's always next time.
That's what you said last time.
Cut.